welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, then a little introduction. This is a place to share stories, adventures, and everything I wish I had known before embarking on them. My name is Drina, and you're watching From Fiji to Here. The City of Love, Paris, France. Now, some would think that it being our first time in France, our priority would be to see the Eiffel Tower. And although we really did want to see it, our priority was actually to go to Vimy Ridge and Beaumont Hamel. So we headed on a trip to the closest point we could get, and from there we rented a car for the journey the rest of the way. As you pull up to the parking lot of the Canadian National Vimy Memorial, the first thing you see are these massive craters just sporadically thrown across the land. As Sierra put it, massive scars that are slowly being covered by trees and grass. It's what's left of the land that was destroyed during the battle. Most of it's still protected by fences and barbed wire to protect those of any remaining undetonated devices that could still be buried beneath. The museum here is dedicated to sharing what happened on this land during World War I and focuses on the events leading up to and including the Battle of Vimy, which is the battle that is known for putting Canada on the map. In fact, the museum and the memorial is on Canadian government land, which was given by the French to Canada in commemoration for the many lives lost. Some of those have graves within the 3 graveyards around the area, but many do not. The memorial itself is found in the middle of the field, standing tall against the battlefield on which it was built. Taking years to build and home to the names of 600,000 Canadians who died fighting in the Great War. Our second memorial stop of the day was to the Beaumont Hamel Memorial, created specifically for those who fought from Newfoundland and died in World War I. The land where the memorial was placed is home to the Battle of Somme, where the vast majority of men from Newfoundland fought and lost their lives. The battle was a series of unfortunate events, with one thing going wrong and then the next, leaving a platoon of 800 men down to 68 in just half an hour. 14 sets of brothers were lost in this battle, and it crushed the nation and left it to a point where back home, they banded together to purchase the land and the memorial for their fallen soldiers. The monument itself is a caribou, a native animal to Newfoundland who is facing the direction in which the soldiers were advancing. The caribou is known for its tight-knit herd and for looking out after their sick and injured. There are multiple caribou spread throughout Europe where people from Newfoundland fought, all facing towards Canada, as well as the large caribou in Newfoundland that's facing towards Europe as if to be calling its soldiers home. After spending some time recuperating, both physically and mentally, we finally made our way to the Eiffel Tower.
It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon on day 3 of being in France. Well, Paris. And we still haven't seen the Eiffel Tower.
We're going now. Calm down.
Not gonna lie, we kind of thought maybe it didn't exist.
I didn't think it existed.
I kind of thought it was gonna be as small as like...
these tiny ones.
Yeah, like I kind of... these tiny ones. Kind of thought it was gonna be like a little teen boy, like much smaller. And like the mermaid, much smaller than expected. But then we rounded the corner and it's there.
The gem of Paris, the Eiffel Tower took over 2 years to build and was only designed for the entrance to the World Fair of 1889, but is now an iconic piece of Paris and also the most visited paid monument in the entire world. With all this buzz about it, we had to see for ourselves and went all the way to the very top where it then began to snow. From this point, we had the entire day to explore, and what better way to see a city than by foot? As we strolled through the streets, we made a new friend who joined us on our way to the Louvre. The Louvre is the world's largest museum and also home to the Mona Lisa, one of Leonardo da Vinci's most treasured masterpieces.
Did you touch the art? Did you touch the Mona Lisa?
I didn't touch the Mona Lisa. I touched Mona Lisa's butt.
Not only are the exhibits inside absolutely stunning and informative, but the architecture of the museum itself and the surrounding square is beautiful. A little travel trick: admission to the Louvre is free the first Saturday of the month. There will be a line, so get there early. That being said, if museums are your thing, I would take a day, pay for a ticket, and spend the entire day wandering through the museum, because there's so many things to see, you won't get it done in the 2-hour slot. The last few days of our time in Paris were spent with family, so I didn't take much footage since I just wanted to enjoy the time we had with them. That being said, we got to see a whole different side of Paris that you wouldn't see as a tourist normally. So if you have the opportunity to explore with a local, I strongly suggest it. They truly know the best places off the beaten path.
It's so good.
And lastly, before leaving the country, we mailed home a large box full of souvenirs, treats, gifts, and of course a pair of heeled boots that should have never been packed in the first place. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below, as well as any videos you'd be interested in seeing. Also, if you like this video, be sure to give it that thumbs up and hit that subscribe button to be notified of more like it, as well as to join me on future journeys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys!